Hello everyone, welcome to your Libra season pick a card. I'm so excited to do this pick a card this month for you. So before we get started, I'd like for you to make sure that you're in a very calm place and light a candle. These are going to be pretty long readings. So, light a candle and just relax as you listen to this. And relax as you choose one of these decks. Below this video I will be showing, I'll name the decks that these are, but each pile is going to have a significator card, and that's what we see here. And then I've already pre-shuffled these. But this is going to be deck number 1. So really get yourself in a very calm state of mind and a peaceful energy, and really contemplate what it is that you are needing clarification on. And I specifically say that because I'm doing this reading right before the full moon, and it's a Pisces full moon. And having a Pisces full moon in Virgo season really means that there's a dichotomy, right, between focusing on the details and getting bogged down in the details and the perfection of everything. So that's one analytical aspect of the Virgo season. And then with Pisces full moon, it allows us to really take our emotions to a whole other level. So we need to, and it's important that we recognize that this is occurring right before we move into Libra season, which is exactly where we really weigh and balance both of those sides and find an equilibrium, and then decide how to move forward based on that information, based on that equilibrium. So this is an important pick a card. This is an important month for readings. So please watch them and definitely be in a nice calm state of mind as you choose which deck you want to watch. Okay, so this is going to be deck number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, and 5. So just take a moment and watch and just kind of feel your way through which one you want to watch. I mean, all of these decks have different energy. They're standard tarot decks. They have the same cards in them. These two, I think, have an additional major arcana card, but they all have different energies to them. Okay, so the card that you pull for each one of these, from each one of these decks, is, even if it's the same card, is kind of going to have a different energy based on what's around it, based on kind of the prose and the artwork within each deck. So also take that into account. All right. This month I'm also going to be doing extendeds. I didn't do them last month, but I will be doing extendeds in your general reading, so just be on the lookout for those. That link's going to be below. I'm really excited to do those this month. So stay tuned. There'll be long extendeds, all right? I love you so much. Take a moment, pick a deck, and let's get started. See you in a minute. Okay, pile number 1. Very interesting. This is the Hanged Man. This is the Mary El Tarot deck. This is the significator card for you if you have chosen this pile. The Hanged Man actually does represent Pisces, and isn't it funny that it is reversed? Let's see if you can see it. It is reversed. So again, getting caught in between, wanting to wait and listen for signs and signals, but also feeling as if you should be doing something else, feeling as if you should be focused on something else. Hanged Man reversed. Let's put this somewhere so you can see it. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where to put these so you can see them, because we're pulling a lot of cards here. Okay. All right. Ace of Wands, So the Ace of Wands is a beautiful energy because if you have chosen this deck, again, feeling a little bit rambunctious, feeling a little bit as if you want to do the right thing, but having energy to move forward and having the willingness to make decisions, start something new, initiate something new. Yes, right here with the Ace of Wands, right out of the gate as we enter this Libra season, you are definitely wanting to be curious, you're wanting to be creative, and you're wanting to initiate something new in a very lighthearted way. Again, fire signs love that kind of childlike curiosity that comes with the anticipation of starting something new. So you may be feeling that churn within you. Ace of Cups, upright. You very likely could be, let's move these up so you can see them a little better. Love could be in the air. Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands, wanting to start love, wanting to be in love, wanting to feel infatuated. Again, very childlike, very honest and innocent, lighthearted feeling about wanting to start new love. So leave your comments below because this is all new. Something new is coming into the picture here for you and you're very excited about it. Or you're thinking about starting something new. And this is you taking the initiation, taking the initiative. Three of Cups. Now, you could be deciding, again, as we're weighing things out this season, you could very much be deciding between multiple people. You could also, now the Three of Cups doesn't have to really be about two other people. You may be spending a lot of time with friends. You may be spending a lot of time with loved ones, going out in, again, a very lighthearted, fun way. Spending time, drinking, eating, being merry, going to happy hour. All right, so again, through this process and you initiating this process may in fact bring about this energy during October, late September, October, where you're really wanting to find love. And this is beautiful because a lot of times, as we all know, we want love to come to us. We want to have love find us. But this is very much saying that you're going to be out and about, enjoying your time, having fun, being completely surrounded by loved ones, good friends, new people, maybe dating a lot, and you're going to kind of take matters into your own hands in the love department. What is this? High Priestess. Again, you're not sitting around waiting. There's all this energy here. There's all this willingness. And yes, you're going to tap into your intuition clearly with the High Priestess here. Clearly tapping into your intuition. However, not solely relying on it. And Five of Pentacles reversed. Beautiful that this is reversed because you're not you're not sitting there with any sort of victim mentality. You're choosing to go inside. You're choosing to take action. You're choosing to make something happen in your life. And I like this for you if you've chosen this deck because so many times we can get caught between knowing we deserve love, knowing that they should have, right? They should have seen our worth. They should have seen our value because we know that within ourselves. And so many times we wait for them instead of just saying, maybe it's not them. Maybe they're not the person for me. Maybe I need to move on and go find something else that's happy. Maybe I need to put myself in situations here with the Three of Cups. Put myself in situations that make me feel good about who I am, and then finding somebody that's already in that state of mind instead of waiting. And I wasn't really wanting this to be specifically a love reading either. Eight of Pentacles. Reversed. So with this being reversed, everybody, this is saying you don't have to do all the work. You just have to initiate something, put yourself in a situation, and then it's not going to be difficult or challenging. It's going to just occur. You don't have to stay up all night, all day, all night, building your web, spinning your web. This is actually going to be fairly easy. It's not going to be challenging. It's not going to take a lot of planning. So here again, here you are tapping into the Virgo energy of doing something with an end goal in mind, and then tapping into the Pisces full moon energy of acting on your feelings without feeling guilty. And then look what happens. It all of a sudden becomes easy. It all of a sudden becomes a lot less work. Four of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Again, you're not staying inside. You are going out. You're not withholding any information. You're not backtracking. You're not pulling away. This is you being very open and gracious and excited. And I use that word excited specifically because the Ace of Wands here. Death reversed. And again, it's so lighthearted. This isn't a major transformation. Love is there. The emotional warmth is there. You're feeling empowered. You're feeling like the action that you're taking is bringing you to the right place. You're going in the right direction. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Death reversed. It's interesting with us being in Virgo season as well, because you're not feeling like you have to have this major transformation. You just want to be in a different place, right, in your life. And so you're realizing that you're the only one that can make that happen, and you're not going to rely on anybody else. You're not going to either solely rely on the universe to just bring it to you. You're going to start that momentum, start that churning, start that momentum, and all of a sudden it's going to what? When you start momentum, energy flows to you. Exactly what you're doing. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Not wanting to be solely independent. All right? Not wanting to be overly generous either. Wanting to build something with someone. Not because you need them, because you're choosing to do that. And again, I didn't mean for this to be a love reading. And then the Sun reversed. So the Sun reversed is not negative in a tarot card reading, because the Sun in any reading is a warm, beautiful energy. Now, because this is going to be starting something new, you starting something new entering into your life, or lots of things entering into your life, it's going to be very lifting, very warm, very comforting, and you're going to be very, very excited about it and proud of yourself. You're not going to feel left out in the cold. You're very, very much going to feel like you're on the right track. You're not all the way there yet, but there's this opening up and this ability to breathe with the Eight of Pentacles release. You don't have to put all the focus into it. It's just you're lightening up. Everything about you, everything about your whole demeanor, everything about your whole essence of why you're doing something is shifting in a very positive direction. And I think it's going to lead you, and we'll get into when we do your private readings, or not your private readings, when we do your general monthly readings, you'll see, if you chose this deck, you'll kind of see that will probably flow along the same type of message. Okay? All right, let's get into the next deck. I love you. right, welcome to deck number 2. If you've chosen this deck, let's see what your overall energy is as we move into October. Ooh, the Knight of Wands. Now I know this looks scary. The Knight of Wands is a very egotistical energy. However, because fire signs are so optimistic and so happy-go-lucky, even when they're angry, it can be for a very short period of time. Right? There's a higher goal of pulling everybody together and making things work with the fiery energies. So what I love about, and I don't know if you can see this because it's so dark, but this is a wolf. You probably can't see this because it's so dark. This is a wolf holding out his hand, and there is there you go, there you can see it. There's a lightning bolt on the hand. And this has to do with extreme energy. Extreme energy. So it's a very dark card, but in the general tarot deck, in the Rider-Waite, it's not a dark card. It's the man on the horse with the bright yellow robe and the hat, and he's rolling in, and there's feathers, and he has his wand, and he's like, I'm here to save the day, and I'm not going to stay. You know, it's kind of like the ex that keeps coming back, or the person that comes in and out of your life, but they're always really fun. They're always very lighthearted. It is the card of Sagittarius. Now, what I love about this deck is this depiction shows a much more depth to the being than the traditional Rider-Waite, right? I mean, there's kind of this inner knowing here with this deck, and that's what the lightning bolt represents, energy, but the darkness and the glowing eyes represents an inner knowing. All right, I'm doing this because I'm feeling connected, because we're going here because. All right, so let's put this over here. Very, very, very. You see that? Okay. Okay, now let's pull 10 cards. Very, very connected. And, you know, the ninth house in general, the ninth house that's represented by Sagittarius does represent travel and languages and philosophy and higher level learning. So this energy doesn't get caught up in the little details, and he doesn't get all worried about he said this and she said that, etc. There's a deeper grounding level knowing, and that's why they can kind of come in your life, and they're always out and about meeting people, because they're not so concerned with their what's immediately around them. Temporarily they are, but they're moving about their life in a certain way because there's this deeper knowing. Okay, let's get into this. This is the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. The Hierophant, of course. All right, tradition. This doesn't necessarily mean slowing down, but it means steadfastness, seeking advice, again, learning, talking to your elders. The Emperor, 2 major arcana cards right out of the gate. So fiery energy, fiery energy. And this has to do again with tapping into this deeper inner knowing and then moving about your life. So if you've chosen this second deck here, you're kind of finding your way and kind of pulling things back down to this grounded, like your sacral and your root chakra, where you're feeling very whole. Even though you might be going to and fro and meeting with the, going all about, doing all these things, it's all for this like grounded purpose. You may be seeking advice, but it's to better you, because the Emperor is the grand leader. right? The grand leader. And he doesn't just lead because he wants to lead. He leads because he knows that there's a better place for us all and that he can bring us there. Right? He's the ruler of everything good and wholesome and moral. And so, again, with the Hierophant, you may be, all right, using a lot of energy in learning a lot of things and seeking advice from your elders or people, so in fact you can kind of find your bigger purpose or run with or step into your bigger purpose. Very, very, very different reading from the first deck we just read. Page of Cups reversed. It's no surprise that this is reversed, actually, because the Page of Cups is a very lighthearted, jovial energy. And not temporary like this is, but this being reversed means there's deeper communication, because this is the card of Pisces. And yes, Pisces with the two fish, they can be swimming this direction or swimming this direction on any given moment. And they can be very lighthearted and then pull away at any given moment. They always want what's best for everybody, and they're there to assist, but to keep things in a very lighthearted manner. Now with this reversed, it takes the lightheartedness out of it. So again, there's a stronger fundamental purpose to what you're doing here as we move into this month. And leave your comments below, because I'm curious, especially to see the differences between those who watched the first one and resonated with the first one and those of you who chose this reading. Very different. More steadfast. And I'm not saying that it's better than the other one. It's just totally different energy. Ace of Pentacles, again, building something strong. Building something of worth. Building something of value. Building something with your hands. All right. There's a serious undertone here. Building something with your hands. The World reversed. Again, higher level learning. Higher level learning, higher level learning, higher level leading, bigger purpose. So again, you're not starting a whole new phase. The World is reversed because there's another step to what you're doing. There's another level. Think levels. You're definitely working on leveling up, but this is all based on a fundamental thing that you are currently doing. Oof, I love it. 10 of Cups reversed. This reading is very much about, when we talk about the 9th house, we come from the 6th house of our own personal day-to-day structures and routines and health and fitness in our bodies. And then we move into the 7th house of our interpersonal relationships. And then we move into the 8th house of other people. Okay? Who we are and how we are based on everything around us. And then we take that knowledge, okay, we get ourselves situated in the 6th house, we bring other people in the 7th house, and then we resonate with other people, and we build off of other people in the 8th house, and then in the 9th house, it starts this philosophical aspect of who we are and how we are. And so the 10 of Cups is reversed here because this isn't about, there's deeper meaning here, again. The all-knowing eyes. This is not about, for those of you who chose this deck, this is very much not about the one-on-one connectedness. You are learning and seeking and building something deeper, more profound, and I'm not discounting the 10 of Cups energy at all, but this has to do with extreme emotional happiness and emotional fulfillment, right? Which of course, yes, we love. Of course, we seek that. But that is your understanding right now in this time, is that there is more to life than just this. This is not bad, but there's more depth to us, to what we are doing as humans, to what we are doing as one whole energy. In terms of, right, I mean, the trees, the animals, the plants, the earth, the air, space, universe. All of it is interconnected. It's not just about my emotional fulfillment. Deeper understanding, the Tower. So what this means for you if you've chosen this deck is this is a pretty big breakthrough for you to understand on a deeper level that there is more than this. There is more to learn. There are people who know more. There's more that you can do. There's more that you can build. And it is serious. Definitely recognizing your power. And not only your power, but your responsibility. The unknown. Interesting. There's a couple decks that we'll be pulling from that have an additional card, and this is one of them. It's a 79th card. It kind of sits, it kind of acts as another major arcana card, but this level, and I think we've all been there before, you're definitely there right now, and understanding that, kind of removing the self and understanding how connected everything really is, and how so many people actually need proper leadership and proper guidance and proper structure and building. And when you recognize that, I think Amber Cohn was actually just talking about this in her latest podcast, actually. It is your responsibility when you learn something, when you know something that can help others. It is very much your responsibility, and I think she refers to it in, a lot of type of scriptures actually refer to it. If you know something that could help somebody and you don't tell them or show them, it can be considered quote unquote a sin. And so this is what you're doing, right? This is very much a reality, not a reality check, because I think you've been going here for a while, but this is you tapping into it and feeling very accountable for what's next and how you act next and how you teach and lead next and how you interact and how you build and what you build next. So it kind of breaks down this fundamental societal role that we all play and turns it into something that is so intangible but so fundamental that it's almost a little scary. It's almost a little scary. Let's see what's next. The Knight of Pentacles, and that's when you pull way back and slow down and really figure out, those of you who have chosen this pile that are resonating with, really figure out what your next steps are. And it's also interesting that it is the 8th card or 9th card that is sitting right on top of the Ace of Pentacles, because something really strong and very full and very real is going to be built based off of what you do next. There's uncertainty around it, but there's also a very deep responsibility to everybody, not just you and yours, to everybody. And so here you are as the Knight of Pentacles, slowly approaching that realm and slowly figuring out what your next step is. Because while this is a card of temporary behavior, it's all based on a higher philosophy. Queen of Wands, reversed. It's important here in this reading that the Queen of Wands is reversed and the Emperor is upright, because both represent Aries. And Aries is ruled by Mars, and so with the Queen of Wands, when she's upright, it's very me-centric. I'm going to go after what I want. Very capable, very personal, attainment driven. But it goes to the next level when you go to the King of Wands, and then when you go to the Emperor, it's a next level understanding. It is a responsibility to you and everybody. It's accountability to you and everybody, and the laws of the universe. The laws of physics, the laws of the universe, the laws of math, the laws of science, the laws of energy, all of that. You see that interconnectedness between all of that, and then you become deeply accountable and responsible. And so it turns this upside down, because it very much is all of a sudden not about me anymore. It's about everything. Okay. I'm going to pull 3 outcome cards, and I don't want to do this for all the piles, but I want to for this, because when we start feeling like this, and when we start learning things, and there's more to learn, and we get scared because we know we can't learn it all, and you want to know and learn all of it, it can become daunting and it can be scary. This is a beautiful place to be, and I want you to sit with this as you move through this month, and as we move into Libra season, as we move into Scorpio season, because again, when we move into Scorpio season, it's going to be about you and everybody around you. Okay, but taking this knowledge with. So definitely sit with this, but don't let this make you afraid. Okay, the Devil reverse. This is definitely manageable. We have the Magician. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, this is definitely something that is going to take work. It's manageable. Not all of it relies on you, but you're feeling like there's a lot you can do with this place you've been in, or this place you're going to. Okay, energetically, spiritually, mentally. It's as if with the Emperor, you've now gained this deeper understanding, and now you know what you want to do with it for the betterment of all, which it benefits you too. But you know how much, again, remember when I said that it can become a little scary when you realize how much you don't know? That's what this is. Okay, this is you realizing, like, I know more than most, but there's a lot more I don't know. And how am I going to deal with that? How am I going to handle that? All right, so take this, ponder, observe your energy shifts, and enjoy. I love you so much. All right, bye. All right, let's move on to deck number 3. This is the Night Sun Tarot deck. Let's see what your significator energy is. Ooh, 7 of Cups reversed. 7 of Cups reversed. So for you, this has to do with knowing your options and being able to decide. So before we move into Libra season, which I'm doing this just before Libra season begins, all right, you are really taking this Piscean full moon and using your emotions, or using your structure and using the details to meet in the middle between your emotions and the details, the emotions and the data, using that to move yourself forward instead of getting stuck down in the minutia of trying to make a decision and wondering which option is best. Very decisive month for you. I'm going to move this over here. And in this deck, too, you can see, I'll hold this upright. Okay. You can see the moon behind the wolf's head. He's standing up on the mountain or on the prairie, well, most likely the mountain, and he is looking down in a very decisive way, but looking down at everything around him. So here, when this is reversed, you know the options, but you also know your route. Now this deck is very special, very, very special deck to me, because it was purchased by one of my dear friends when we went to visit New Orleans. And she really wanted me to do a reading for her. And I didn't bring my cards. And so she said, I'm going to go buy a deck that I want you to do the reading with. So I had never seen this deck before. And so here it is. This is I don't use it very often. I think I've only used it once, actually, but in these readings that I do for you. But anyway, it's called the Night Sun Tarot. Okay, so right here we are, 3 of Wands. So perfect energy to move into the end of September, early October with, because this is indicating that you know you're on the right track. And how funny too, this is the third deck and it starts with 3. So, and the triangle, 3, 3. So very interesting, because you know you've done the work, you know your options, you know you're moving in a certain direction, and you know which decision you're going to make, and that is going to really help you feel very good about those benefits and blessings that come to you, because you've already started that momentum. You've already started that churning. You've already started moving in the direction. And when you do that, the universe or energy, however you want to look at it, God, however you want to look at it, answers you with what you're putting out there. Okay, you can look at it and vibrating on a certain frequency, raising your frequency, lowering your frequency. Whatever it is, your ships are coming in. Your ships are coming in. 7 of Swords. This card means overconfidence. And I can see here, and overconfidence is not a bad thing. But I can see here very clearly, you know what you want, you know what you're doing, you know you're going to get what you want, and so there might be a little bit air. This is a cautionary card for you this month, for those of you that chose this deck. And we can talk about money, we can talk about life, we can talk about love, family, friendships, whatever. We're talking about whatever you're resonating with when you chose this deck. Whoever you were thinking about, whatever you were thinking about. This is cautioning you to take other things into account. Don't get bogged down, but don't steamroll. And I feel things are very much going your way, and this is a good thing. You've set these things into motion, so wonderful, but don't get overconfident. 2 of Cups reversed. Okay, don't get and don't become overconfident just yet. Things may very well be going your way. Things may about be getting ready to go your way. However, you have to keep that balance. You have to keep that energy giving and receiving, that flow. Page of Wands reversed. When this is reversed, pages have to do with communication. Yes, we know this. So when a page is reversed, it either means no communication or a lack of communication. But specifically when we're talking about the Page of Wands, it is talking about a very carefree attitude. So if something is, there's 2 ways that we can look at this. Okay? We can look at this as you're focusing on you. You're not focusing on love, and you're not really concerning yourself around who's going on this journey with you, who you're meeting along this journey, along this path. You're just doing you. Okay, great. So if we take that road, we are also saying here, it's okay that you're not relying or taking anybody into account, but don't run away with that energy too much. Okay. Secondly, this could really mean that you thought something was going to go a certain way, and you didn't pay it enough attention or didn't take it seriously enough, and you became very disconnected, or it became very disconnected from you. So there's an air of caution here about paying a little bit more attention, right? Page of Cups reversed. Again, communication. Something is going wrong with the connection and with communication. Now, yes, you are making decisions. Yes, things are about to really go your way. But you have to have faith, and you see in the triangle the eyelid that's closed. Okay, you have to have faith. And you are, all right? You already are doing this. But you have to have faith that you're going to be answered based on the question that you're given, that you're posing. So, yes, that is good. But don't forget, okay, to be aware of the connectivity between you and everybody else. Don't forget to communicate. And don't forget to understand that the way that energy works, because this really can talk about so when something good happens, when something when energy moves in this direction, it equally has to move in this direction. Or that amount of energy has to shift on both sides for there to always be balance. And it's so funny that we're talking about this balance as we're entering, right? As we're getting ready to enter Libra season. So just don't forget, all right? Let's see what comes up next. But there is a lack of communication and a lack of seriousness in communication here. And very much so, because this is already a lighthearted energy. This is already a lighthearted energy. So this could, and with the Two of Cups reversed, there is strong disconnect occurring. You may want it to be that way, but you also may not want it to be that way. And when two people here are choosing to not communicate or to keep things too light, it can cause a very big disconnect. Six of Wands reversed. Okay, yes. This will not work out in your favor if you keep playing this game. This is a card of failure. It's also a card of, when it's upright, people have your back. Okay. This is the card where he's sitting on the horse and everyone's cheering him on. When this is reversed, you are losing your support system. Okay? Ace of Swords reversed, and that's going to cause a great deal of confusion. And I think the confusion is really coming because you thought you were really on the right track, and you are. You certainly are on the right track. But, again, don't forget others. Don't forget where you sit in context with others, in context with energy, in context with everything happening around you. Four of Pentacles. So when you become confused, because you certainly are going to feel a loss of some sort, and it doesn't have to be major, but that is going to definitely cause confusion. When that occurs, it is very imperative that you don't retreat. Stepping forward is going to be what you're going to want to do this month. Okay? Don't retreat. Step forward, step out, open up, communicate. And interesting too, this is answering the Two of Cups reversal. So what is needed in this scenario? What is needed for those of you who chose the third pile? What is needed is your availability, your openness, and your communication. Ninth card, the Empress reversed. You are certainly not going to feel like you want to put any work in. You're not going to feel like it's worth your time. This could turn into some sort of a battle of egos. It really could. And the main reason why I'm saying that is because we've got these pages here and they're reversed. We've got emotional page, warm communication page reversed. So emotions aren't going well. So there's a lack of communication or a lack of support of emotional communication. And then we have a lack of, with the fire energy here, we have a lack of action. Okay, you don't want to take action. You don't want to assist. Okay, battle of egos, very much so. Okay. What is this? Oh, the Lovers. So this is a very much a love-oriented month for you. I think what this is really saying is you're becoming very happy with the situation, a little overconfident with the situation, and then communication falters on some level, on two levels really, action-based communication and emotions-based communication, and it causes a disconnect. And instead of shutting down and being stifled by the confusion, being stifled by the fear of the loss, okay, pull all of this in and look at this from a very practical way. Head and heart decision. This is the card of Gemini. It can go two ways. It can go two ways. You can think of this only with your heart, or you can think of this only with your head. This result is here. It's a very positive result, but it requires that head and that heart balance. So for those of you who chose pile 3, really be aware of yourself and when you need to stop and think and open up. It's going to be imperative this month. Okay? All right. I'm going to be doing the general readings coming up very shortly, so stay tuned for those. We're going to deep dive in the extendeds, so those links will be below each of the readings, so be prepared. The extendeds are going to be long this month. I'm excited to do them. So anyway, stay tuned. Let's move on to the fourth pile. I love you. Bye. Hello and welcome to the fourth, to those of you who chose the fourth pile. This is the Fountain Tarot. I love this deck. I did my monthlies last month using this deck. So let's go ahead and get started. What is the significator energy this month for you? Two of Swords reversed. Similar to those who chose pile number 3. This is a month of decisions. This is a month of decisions. Not getting carried away with our emotions during this Piscean full moon, and not getting bogged down in the details. Meeting those two in the middle so you can make a decision. All right. Two of Swords reversed. Let's get started. I hope these, oh good, they're going to look beautiful. The Lovers reversed. As you make these decisions, or as you prepare yourself to make these decisions, it may feel, because with the Two of Swords, remember, swords represent the thoughts in our mind. Oops. And there's always water, okay, behind. Usually it's the woman with the two swords and the blindfold. There's all this water behind her. In this deck, it is represented by the lotus and the balance and the equilibrium of the entire being. So in order to make decisions, it takes a balance of all of that. And with the Lovers reversed, I think you're gonna feel this forced decision. All right, let's pull another card, because this means you're not thinking with your head or you're not thinking with your heart. It's a little too one-sided. Good that the decision's being made, but maybe a little bit more care needs to be placed onto another aspect of this decision. The Sun reversed. Okay. What you're going to find if you do this, you're going to, I think, quickly realize that the result could have been a little bit better had you done X, Y, or Z. Okay. Still very positive. You still get the outcome. You still get some forward movement, yes, but there's a missing piece. And then we have the Tower. Okay, we have 3 major arcana cards. So big decisions, big impact, big month, big energy, and it's not all going to feel like peaches and cream. Okay, so you're definitely having a Tower moment based on the decision that you're making. And the decision that you're making could cause a Tower moment. And it could impact those around you. It's going to feel heavy. It's going to feel deep. It's going to feel like you're not getting everything you want. But let's wait. Don't get stuck here. 6 of Swords. And then I'm going to quickly pull the next card as well. And we're going to pull another layer. And then the Chariot reversed. So we have this theme of swords. We have this theme of action. We have this theme of watery energy and movement. So major arcana, major arcana, major arcana, major arcana, all wrapped up into one moment where you step away and sort out your thoughts because there's too much. Okay, the decision that you're making or needing to make is either causing all of this or has caused all of this, and it's going to cause you to feel very jumbled and very paralyzed. And you're going to feel stuck. I made this. Now this is interesting because this is saying, okay, extreme movement in a direction. But reversed, okay, when the Chariot is reversed, it's the again feeling stuck. So the decision is causing you to feel stuck, or the decision that you already made is causing you to feel stuck and be stuck. So what you're needing to do, it's going to be a Tower moment. It's going to stress you out. You're going to need to remove yourself from the spinning thoughts, the people, the angry people, whatever. Remove yourself from it all. Step away and have some time out. Because without that, you're really not going to be able to feel forward movement. You will be paralyzed, okay, emotionally, not physically. 8 of Wands reversed. So it's going to, there's needing to be a lack of communication. This is the situation where you stop and you reassess. Okay. There's not short distance travel. This could be referring to going home and spending the weekend at home alone and not getting on the phone, just resetting. The major reset this month for you for those of you who chose this fourth pile. 5 of Wands, internal battle, of course. You're going to be very frustrated. You're not going to know what to do. You're going to feel like you have to do something. You do have to do something, but not before you sort out your thoughts. 3 of Pentacles reversed. Unless you stop and pause, you're not going to be able to go to the next level. Unless you stop and pause, the communication is not going to get any better. You won't be able to move, and it will continue feeling like a Tower moment. And the Sun card this great, beautiful, warm outcome will remain behind this veil. All right, it will remain not really behind the veil, but it will kind of feel unattainable for the moment. You'll see it like you're almost there, but you can't get there yet. Okay, if this is a love reading for you, let's say this is a love reading for you. Have you ever had those situations in love relationships where you really want to be with a person and you're really excited, but there's not enough open communication, and so you're kind of assuming that they don't based on their actions? So you're jumping to conclusions, right? And then they say, well, how do you feel? And then you kind of answer in a way that you think that they're going to feel comfortable. Like, well, I like you, but I just don't think it's the right time, or I'm too busy. And, I'm not so sure this is going to work out, because you kind of thought that that's where they were. But in reality, they really wanted to be with you. And then it changed the whole dynamic of the relationship, because they were hoping you would say, I'm into you and I'd like to proceed with this. I'd like to explore this further. So that's kind of, I feel, that dynamic that's happening. So step away and sort out your thoughts and go after what you really want. Don't overthink it. Pull your emotions in. But, okay, there's not going to be a going to the next level until you do this. This Six of Swords becomes extremely important, even though there's a ton of major arcana cards around here. This stepping away and moving away and sorting your thoughts is the most important thing for you to do this month. Before you act, before you say anything, before you talk to anybody, step away and figure out what you want. Don't make a decision for decision's purpose, for decision's sake, all right? The Emperor reversed. Okay. Feeling very out of control. Feeling like you're losing purpose. I don't know if you're feeling forced to make this decision. You're feeling pressured, definitely, and so you do make it, but then you're immediately second-guessing yourself. Leave your comments below, because I'm very curious about this one for you. And then the Knight of Pentacles. So clearly, this has to do with you reassessing and then slowly moving forward, slowly stepping out with that one pentacle. Slowly, I can't ever get these centered. Slowly stepping out with that one pentacle. That is a very purposeful move for you. But only after a great deal of pondering. I'm going to pull some outcome cards. The Hermit, yes, this is exactly what we need to do this month. Four of Pentacles, yes, pulling away, retreating, isolating, pulling away, pulling back, stepping back, reassessing. And then the World. When you do this, the outcome will be better. So the outcome really is, this is going to take some time. For those of you that chose this pile, the outcome is that you really step away from it and cause something, an energy, a conversation, cause that to, let that end. Because you're not going to be able to get to the next level with this Three of Pentacles here. You're not going to be able to do that until something fully ends. So let this fight die down. Let this fight, fix this fight. Say something, make the decision. It's not going to give you the best result immediately. It's definitely something you were not expecting. It goes in takes a totally different trajectory than what you were expecting. So instead of reacting, respond with your silence. Respond with your by isolating yourself for a minute, few days, right? Stepping away, really thinking about all that you have and all that you want, and then letting something end for the sake of it ending. Now, this doesn't have to mean a relationship is ending before you can find somebody that you're moving upward and onward with, right? But the fight, the conversation, the elephant in the room, okay, you have to approach it, but only after a great deal of thought. Okay, I'm going to end this now. I can see that there's a lot more discussion that is needed with this. So please watch your monthly generals. Those questions will be answered in there, and I will be doing long extendeds this month. So please stay tuned for those. We'll go into a lot more detail. If this resonates with you, watch your monthly. Okay? All right. I love you so much. Let's move on to pile number 5. All right. Let's move on to pile number 5. In this reading, we're going to be using the Witch's Tarot. And let's get started by seeing what your significator card is. 6 of Cups reversed. I think we all know what the 6 of Cups is. It has to do with nostalgia. It has to do with people from our past coming back or wanting them to come back. This is reversed. So as we move into this month, as we move into this Libra energy, as we use our emotional Pisces full moon, and we rely on the practicality and the details of the remaining Virgo season. It is a time for you, for those of you who chose this deck, it is very much a time for you to realize that maybe letting go is the best option at this time. And it's going to be difficult, but it's the best thing to do at this time. 5 of Cups. You may have a great deal of regret with respect to this situation, with this person. This is definitely regarding a person. So as you go through this, as this energy develops for you, please, please, please remember that not all is lost. It feels like it, and I use the word feels, very purposefully, because this is a feeling energy with these cups. What I love about this deck is in other decks they're focusing on the spilled cups. She is focusing, those are actually behind her. She is focusing forward, and she is focusing on the cups that are upright. So please, 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 as you move through this, don't have regrets. King of Swords reversed. Now you could be dealing with an air sign. They might not be playing fair. You may feel very victimized. You might feel very hurt. But please, no matter what their actions are, no matter what their mind games are, please certainly focus on the 2 cups, not with respect to the relationship or the person, but with respect to you and your life. We are coming from emotions and getting bogged down in the detail, and we are moving into a place where we have to find that balance. And it's going to be very important for us to do that, no matter what is taking place around us in our minds. And this person likes to play mind games. This person likes to manipulate. Don't let it get to you. And they are probably doing so with a great deal of communication and chatter. So 8 of Wands, quick communication, short distance travel, love messages coming towards you. So there's a great deal of chatter taking place. You could also be reaching out to them, trying to solve something, trying to apologize or wanting an apology. But when I see this card of regret, what you don't want to do is get into a place where you feel shame and guilt. I should have said this, if only I had said that, if only they had done this, if only they blah, blah, blah. Don't get caught there. Don't get caught there. Let's see what's next. The Chariot. It is definitely best for you to move away, okay? And even in this deck, okay, they are moving based on how, the proximity to these other cards here, they are moving away from that energy. It is very important for you to do this month. Move away from that energy. And I like too that it's the Chariot, because We are talking about water energy. We're talking about our emotions. We are talking about mind games. We are talking about action and communication. And so when we use all of that emotion, we can go on, when we take that emotional train, right? We can go down one road or we can go down the other. And it is our prerogative to go either way. But ultimately, if you want to move away from this energy, even if you don't want to, okay, it is certainly what is best for you at this time. Certainly what is best for you at this time. All right? This Chariot is telling you to swiftly move away. And it's emotional because we're talking about the Chariot, but it is what is best. And then we have the High Priestess reverse. So the High Priestess reverse is not really the best energy for you if you're going through this. So we'll talk about her in a minute. I want to pull a little bit more. I'd like to pull 5 more cards, and then we can talk about her, because she could be giving it all away. She could be over communicating. She could be not keeping secrets. She could be kind of playing in response to this game. Now, she is also the card of Libra. So we have this air energy here, and we have these mind games here. And this is somebody that is very much not in control of withholding. And you don't want to turn into that 3 of Wands. You don't want to play that game, because your ships are going to come in. Don't get caught. I think this is a very clear, very, very clear significator card, because this is really saying, like, the best thing for you to do right now is to let that go. They are not coming back. So you may be the one who's trying to, and leave your comments below too. I'm curious what this reading is for you, because this is way more of a response and reaction type of reading, and not so much a love reading, right? It has to do with somebody else, but it has to do with kind of a toxic energy, toxic situation. And the faster you can move away from that, the faster you can get to this 3 of Wands, which is where your ships are coming in. Okay, you've done everything you can do. You've said everything you could say. This isn't going to get you anywhere. And if this is them doing that to you, moving away is the fastest way for you to get here, because there's nothing more you can do. Responding and reacting to these energies is not going to get you anywhere positive. Trust me. You can keep communication open. And frankly, if we look at the order of these, it's not going to feel like the right move when you move away. Step away. All right, remove yourself from the situation and move towards something different. It's going to most certainly feel like the wrong move. But don't psych yourself out with that energy, because it isn't very much, in fact, the right move. That is what is going to cause the warm communication to come. All right, pull the rubber band effect, right? The rubber band effect, that tension that needs to be in relationships at all times. If you snap towards that person, they're going to respond, because there always has to be a certain amount of tension. They're going to pull away. They're going to pull away. They're going to pull away. So what you need to do is you pull away, they will snap back. And if they don't, peace out, who cares? But in terms of human behavior and social dynamics, that is a very common response, is when one person pulls away, because the only reason you're snapping towards them is because they're pulling away. So you have to flip that script and switch that dynamic. You go away, it feels unnatural, it doesn't feel like the right move because you want to move towards them, but that is in fact the way to get your ships to come in. That is in fact the way that they start warming up and communicating again. Page of Cups. Okay, it lightens everything up. And you don't have to go away and sort your thoughts out. You just have to go away. Remove yourself from the situation. Okay, but don't spend a lot of time dwelling and thinking about it. And certainly don't do it for the purpose of getting them back. They're not coming back. It may lighten up communication. and it definitely will lighten up the mood. And if something's going to be ending, if something needs to end, then you might as well leave it on a good note, because this is a very bad note. Okay? So you don't have to go and figure something out and play mind games and worry about that. And traditionally, that playing mind games isn't what this card is saying, but we all have been in those relationships where you know, pull away only for the purpose of getting them to communicate. And that's the wrong move. You want to pull away so you can focus on yourself and kind of organize your mental state a little bit better. And then energetically, they usually come back anyway, but you don't want to do it for that reason. And I feel like I'm repeating myself, but let's see what's next. Four of Pentacles. So yes, going away doesn't mean shutting all doors. You still want to be remaining open, because the warm communication is going to be there. It balances everything out. It lightens everything up, and it leaves things on a really good note for the future, because you never know what's going to happen next. You really never know what's going to happen next. And then the Empress. So we have the High Priestess and the Empress, both reversed. And then we have the Chariot upright. So swiftly moving away, swiftly deciding. Okay. Feels like the wrong move, but it also is going to put you into a state where you don't have to feel like you have to do all the work. It really is just letting something be. All right? I feel like that's not going to be good for those lights. I'll have to change that. So it feels like it's just you're going to allow something to just be and not feel accountable or responsible or feel like you are the one that has to do something. You're really just like taking a deep breath and letting it go. Let's pull 3 outcome cards. Page of Wands, again, stopping that communication. If they want to communicate, awesome, great, good. But you're not going to be going out and just trying to get that communication. The World, see, it's not over yet. You might not be the result that you want, but it's not over. And certainly leaving things on a very good note is the best case scenario. That's where the clarity is going to come in. As time passes, as you pull away, as you focus on yourself, as that communication warms up, right, the clarity will come in that you didn't really want this anyway. This really wasn't for the best outcome. This really wasn't. Had they stayed or had they come back, okay, you wouldn't have been so happy with that. You think you would have been, but in reality, you're going to understand that that really wasn't the best, because honestly, you were kind of drowning in it anyway. Okay? All right. That clarity will come, and it will be very clear. But remember, it doesn't have to be over. That's kind of the key here. Allowing it to warm up. And then it doesn't have to be over, but it also doesn't mean they have to stay in your life. It can just end on a warm, good note, and then you see each other in a few months, and it's like, hey, how you been? Good to see you. There doesn't have to be that space of, I said way too many things to make it end, and they did too, and now there's just this weird, it makes it hard to move on when it's like that. So this is kind of a preventative instructions for that. I really think. So leave your comments below. I'm so curious for those of you that chose pile number 5, I'm so curious how this applies to you. So be sure to also watch your monthlies. Those are coming up shortly. And then I'm going to be doing extendeds this month. I'm really excited to do extendeds this month for these reasons. If you were watching this and you need more answers or need more clarity, watch your monthly. Okay? I love you so much. Enjoy and welcome to Libra season. Bye.